welcome back to Date with the Divas. We have some hot topics to discuss with you. I hope, you have your beverage of choice ready because these topics are hot and you will be parched. So grab your drinks. And if you haven't subscribed, hop to it and click on that subscribe button. And don't forget to like our videos and also hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our newest videos. Marnita, you want to hook us up?
All right, y'all. We gonna start with a little game. Divas, I'ma hum a little ditty, and I want you to name that tune if you know it. All right, y'all ready?
You're gonna hum clearly.
Yes. Like Patti LaBelle on the BET stage. Da-na-na-na, 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 da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. Y'all don't know that song?
Viewers, did y'all pick that
up?
Right. I'm like, are there any words you can give us at least a little bit?
Actually, the song does not have any words.
Oh.
It's the theme song from Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh.
Do you have a picture of the cast, Felicia?
Do it again.
I'm gonna need you to do a better job. Maybe we can redo this over because that was horrible. That was bad.
Okay, my dreams of a humming career have been shot down by the Divas.
You're gonna have to join my rap crew, Marnita.
Join my humming career, y'all.
Okay, yes. I'm a practice for the rap crew. But so my first story, my sources are Love B. Scott and CelebrityNetWorth.com. So that was the cast of the original Beverly Hills 90210. And one of the stars of that show was Tori Spelling. She was actually Aaron Spelling's daughter. Aaron Spelling was one of the co-producers of the show. And Tori Spelling played Donna Martin. She went on to do some other acting gigs after that. She had a reality show with her husband, Dean McDermott. But they are now going through a separation, and that is Dean McDermott right there. He's a Canadian actor, and they're going through a separation. They have 5 kids, and the other day, Tori Spelling was spotted with her 5 kids leaving a motel in Los Angeles, California, that goes for about $100 a night. So Love B. Scott is calling this a fall from grace because Tori Spelling used to be the it girl. She used to have a lot of money. Her father had a lot of money. His net worth, her father's net worth, was reportedly $600 million at the time of his death in 2006. According to CelebrityNetWorth.com, Tori Spelling only received $800,000, and most of the money after her father's passing went to her mother, Candy Spelling. Candy Spelling and Tori Spelling don't have the best relationship. Candy Spelling has said that Tori runs through money. And even in October of 2013, Tori made an announcement that she and her husband, Dean, were broke. Dean came back to the media and clarified and said, "We're not broke, we're doing okay." But Candy, Tori's mother, said that Tori's spending was out of control. So now that leads to now 2023. She's staying in this motel with her 5 kids. They range from the age of 6 to 15. I'm not quite sure why they're getting a divorce. I've seen conflicting reports. One of the sources say that it's because Dean has a sex addiction, but did not cheat. Other sources say that there was cheating involved. But Divas, I want to know, we talk a lot about, we've had conversations before about child support and the woman being able to provide the lifestyle for the kids that they are used to. So in this case, where Tori is now staying at this kind of low rate motel, Los Angeles, California, $100 a night does not get you a lot. It doesn't get you a top of the line room. Do you think that Dean could be doing more to make sure that the kids are staying in a better situation?
Does Dean have the means to do more?
You know, I'm not sure. I tried to look up his net worth. I looked up IMDb, it looks like he still has some productions coming out because he's still an actor. I think he's on the Chopped show on Canada, which is
A cooking
a
show?
cooking show. So it seems like he still has some income. And I don't know when the last time Tori Spelling has been like a working actress.
They've been doing poorly almost since.
Can you speak up, Nicole? Sorry, can you speak up?
Oh, my mic is off. They've been doing poorly almost since her father died. He didn't leave her anything to speak of. She's been complaining and trying to find work and get show ideas forever. She's not been doing well since her dad died.
Yeah, my impression was that Dean has been kind of living off of her. That was my impression of their marriage.
Okay.
I would think so too.
So
Yeah, I got the impression he was a breadwinner.
well, it looks like his net worth is looking at, like, when I just looked, it says 4 million, where hers just updated 3 days ago, it says 250,000.
So she should be able to afford something better than $100 a night motel. Then, like you.
Well, but then I mean, we're thinking dollars, and it can be, you know,
May not be any cash to a net worth of
Yeah.
4 million. All of that could be in a house.
it could be a house, right?
Right.
That
Exactly.
she's not in though. It's like, girl, I wonder where Dean is staying at though. Like if she's in the hotel with her.
I was
mom,
wondering that too,
where's
because
he at?
it says he's a Canadian actor, and it looked like most of the stuff that he does is not local. So I was like, where is he, and why, you know, if this net worth is in a house or something, why isn't she in a house or
upside
apartment?
down in the house.
That's true.
You know, we don't know what the situation is.
Yeah.
And does it indicate that they were actually staying? It wasn't like, oh, we're just staying.
They said one of the kids was rolling a suitcase.
Oh wow.
I mean, I feel like Tori Spelling has enough of a name and a following that she could be making a living for herself.
Yeah, I mean, so many other people who have not previously had a name and a following, they are doing whatever, you know, them Amazon Lives. She can go talk to
Everybody has a podcast.
Everybody.
yeah, go talk to Andy Cohen, something like
Right.
Did you say something, Ms. Nicole?
Yes, everyone can't be everything,
Right.
neither be vain nor bitter, for always there will be those greater and lesser than yourselves. Everybody can't be a star. Her father
Right.
made her.
Right. And you know, sometimes unfortunately life is just going to go on, right? Your time may not be your time. Like look at Patrick Dempsey. It took him
Years.
me really.
But he was, yeah,
You
I
know
agree
what I'm
with-
saying? But he had been working and hustling, you know what I'm saying? So she is, I guess, like well known and things like this. But I mean, even Luke Perry, I mean, he was really well known at that time. And even him, I mean, he was doing Hallmark movies after a minute, right? So
He
I
did
mean,
a couple
that's
of
a bad
one-off
thing, but
too.
I'm saying, you
and
know,
I think she did a couple of Hallmark movies as
yeah,
well.
you know,
Exactly.
so sometimes it's kind of hard to kind of get in there, maybe. And then also, I mean, I think you had mentioned she was trying to, you know, throw out some kind of, you know, projects and things like this, and it just didn't take. This economy hasn't been well, you know, I don't know. I kind of feel conflicted as her.
20 years, Joe, to get something together, like a business, like be selling jewelry, or I don't know, like she has a name, she has a following.
Well, not everybody has the ability or the desire to do that. Like
Ms. Nicole said it. Her dad made her famous. Her dad put her
Exactly.
in
That
the
was a
think
long
about it.
time
So
ago.
hustle-
Like at a
hustle
certain
game is
point,
just-
you take it and you run. Like there's only so much a dad can do. Then
I
it's your
agree with you. And
But
that's
if your
the
hustle
point.
game is not, think about the Kardashians. The Kardashians, as much as I don't want to use them as an example, they trying to run with
They
it. They
hustling.
get, their little,
Right.
they get their little coins, and they're gonna find a way to plant them coins someplace else to keep it going. They hungry. Well, when you're born with it, you're maybe not as hungry.
That's a good
gonna
point.
come to
Okay,
you.
that's a good point. Because I was like, when you got 5 kids, you gotta try to hustle something. But
But it has to be, you have to have it in you. If
Right,
all your
and
life it's been given to you,
it's always been given to
it's
you.
been always been given to you. And just recently, as of recently, she's not getting. So if you always been chilling in the cut because you've had it, you don't know
You
what
don't
to
know
do.
what to do.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
maybe
but
she
what I
was a
saw,
housewife or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we don't knock anybody else for being, a stay-at-home mom or like this. Maybe that was her thing. I mean, 5 kids are a lot of kids now. So,
What
and
were
I'm
you saying, Ms. Nicole?
she's been trying and trying and trying. What's her face? The little blonde girl that was on the Beverly Hills show with her. They were trying to get something.
Jenny
together.
Garth?
Right.
Jenny.
I do kind of
There's a
remember
little
that.
blonde
So
girl.
you need to stop telling her or putting her down, saying she's not trying. You don't know what she's doing. You don't know.
No, again, we're not saying
only
that
know what
she's
we
not.
I
see.
We're
wasn't
making
saying that. It
assumptions.
wasn't me. That was
Yeah.
We're
Lava.
making assumptions of
No,
different
we can only go
scenarios.
by what we see. Like
Exactly.
we don't see her doing anything.
She is someone who's in a difficult situation.
Okay,
You don't know.
Ms. Nicole, she didn't call the divas and say, divas, yo, I've been
I'm
trying and hustling. She didn't call us and tell us that. So we saying she ain't doing nothing. That's what we saying.
Ain't nobody telling y'all what you ain't doing.
I don't feel bad for her. I mean, she's providing shelter for her kids, and
True.
they'll work. I assume they'll work it out.
She do what the average mama trying to do. Keep it alive and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I would say it's
And
kind of
when I
sad
stay
that
at the hotel, I'm looking for under $100.
But
Yeah.
she
There's
chose
a difference
a
between us and
hotel.
Tori
Hey,
She
Spelling.
didn't want to rent a place. Like, isn't it more expensive to pay for a hotel than?
Well,
right for each night. And then I'm like, what about your relatives? Don't you have a sister to stay with or?
they,
Or friends, like you've lived
was
in Beverly
reported that
Hills
she
your
was-
whole life. She has no
it was
friends.
reported that she went to a friend's house first, and then so I don't know if she got kicked out the friend's house, or so maybe the hotel is just for a couple days until she like kind of gets on her feet.
It's
But
an
he needs to
apartment.
say something though. Like you got your whole family out of here looking crazy. Regardless if you're divorced or not, he got to be taking care of all them kids now. He better be taking care.
Right.
So,
Right. Well,
But hey,
before we move on, I can tell what you was trying to do there. So I do.
oh, okay.
Oh, let me see if you're gonna say what I was gonna say. If this is about this.
So this was like started off as an offline topic audience last night or whatever, right? About how I think one of the Spice Girls' daughters was dressed in a certain lingerie type of look, right? And we were talking about that, like, oh, this all couture or whatever. So when I was looking at some pictures for Tori and her kids, I saw this picture. And I was like, this is exactly what he's talking about.
But even
It's
the
a trend. I didn't think it was a trend like this. Like, do you think this is age appropriate for a 15-year-old for her birthday?
How old is she?
15.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
look at the family picture that you showed us. I mean, Tori Spelling appeared to dress more younger or more hip. I don't know. Than the daughter had a regular sweatsuit, and
she had on like a crop shirt and some distressed jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you go back? I didn't get a good look at that.
Well, they were at a different hotel
okay.
right here. That's why. But
Tori looks amazing.
yeah.
Right. I was like, girl, come on.
That's not what I was.
Find
Got
something.
kids like that, right? But we.
But okay, thank you for bringing that up, Alicia. Viewers, go ahead and jump in. Tell us what you think of this whole Tori Spelling situation, and tell us what you think of this trend that some of us divas were not aware of people of these teenagers wearing what appears to be lingerie as a dress, imposing heavily
You
and
guys
silently.
know slip dresses have been a trend for like a decade now. Stop it.
But Donna was doing it, wasn't she?
Stop
Come on.
it.
Come on. She looks cute.
Well, tell us what y'all think of the new slip dresses, and what y'all think of these young ladies posing next to their mamas, and what appears to be lingerie. We got another diva that just dropped in. Hey, Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn.
Hi, ladies. Sorry I'm late.
No
Okay.
problem. All right, you are just in time for the second story. All right, so our second story, my sources are page6.com. One source. So I know some of us are Housewives fans, some of us are not, but I'm sure all of you guys have heard of Teresa Giudice of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So she is an OG of Real Housewives of New Jersey. She's been on there since the very first season, still on there. She also has a podcast called namaste B words. I ain't gonna say the word because I don't want to get all bleeped out, but you know what it is. Namaste witches. And she recently had her daughter Melania as a guest on the podcast. Melania is now 17, but we were introduced to Melania when the show first aired in 2009. So she's like 3 or 4. So Melania,
which number daughter is she?
I believe she's the youngest.
Youngest.
Oh,
That's what I
she's not
said.
the
Okay.
youngest.
She's
Okay.
not? Oh, okay. Which one's the youngest?
Adriana.
Okay. I
Okay.
just remember when they were young and like,
I remember they were young, and it was
and Teresa always be like, Melania.
Yeah. I remember that.
she's the second one. Because which one has like the blondish hair?
Is that Gia? I don't know. I don't keep
You
up with
talking
all.
Kardashians? No, I'm just playing.
Gabriella.
The one
okay.
that called the Hulk girls. Here, let me see.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Gia,
Sorry.
then Gabriella, then Melania, then
Melania.
Okay.
Okay.
So these are all the girls. These are all the daughters. But while on the podcast, Melania, who again, she's now 17, she talked about how she lost 40 pounds while she was in middle school. And she talks about what she now calls her glow up. You know, everybody got a glow up. So growing up, Melania was a little thicker than her sisters. And Melania said that her mother her mother being Teresa, wouldn't straight out say like you need to lose weight, but if she were getting an ice cream after dinner, she'd be like, oh, you're gonna have more ice cream, like just kind of what I would take to be passive aggressive comments, right? And then Melania said that her sisters were a little more direct. She didn't really say what they would say, but she said they were a little more direct in their comments. So Melania said she would respond to her mother and be like, so what? I'm fat. I don't care. I'm going to have another ice cream, you know? So
And then she lost 40 pounds.
Say what?
I said, and then she lost 40 pounds.
Right. So then she said, then Melania says one day it just clicked. She decided to lose the weight. She started eating healthy, started working out 2 times a day, and lost 40 pounds. And now she's got her glow up. She's a beautiful young lady. Do we have another picture of her now? So while Alicia pulls that up, I'll keep talking.
Yeah, before.
Yeah, so
before wasn't that much of a difference from that before. I was like, that's a regular, but you know.
Right.
I was struggling, like, where's the before pictures at? I see none before.
Yeah, that's what I was like, if you can find them. So she said she decided to lose the weight on her own, but I want to ask you, Divas, what do you think about this parenting technique of Teresa giving these comments kind of, oh, you're going to have another ice cream, or again, like I said, I feel like it's passive aggressive. Do you guys feel like it's passive aggressive? Do you feel like that's a healthy way to talk about weight? Do you feel like she could have approached it in a different way if she was concerned about her weight?
A little bit. She could have probably put him in some sports or something, or some extra school activities or something, you know. Or just, I mean, as the parent, you're the one feeding them the meals throughout the day for the most part. You know, maybe she could have watched what she gave her for like meals and stuff, and you know, but yeah. But I mean, when your siblings tease you too, you got that extra added on as well. So, you know, can't do much about, I mean, you can talk to them, but they still gonna talk smack to your siblings, you know, so.
And Trace, you watched the show, right?
Definitely the chubby one in the family, and she was like the odd one out in that room.
I was gonna say, did you see any of this play out like on the show? Because I haven't watched in a while.
No, it just always seemed like Teresa was let Melania be Melania. I remember there being a scene where there was some comment made. I don't remember if it was Teresa who made it or one of the girls, and Melania came back with, I'm chubby and I don't care. I'm comfortable with me. And it kind of shut the conversation down. And then one season she was slim and gorgeous. And so now, you know, now we know the story. I do remember her saying it was 40 pounds in 2 months. And so I would argue that she probably didn't lose it in a healthy way, because that's not a healthy pattern for weight loss.
Yeah.
20 pounds a month. And she was a teenager, and teenage girls tend not to do it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be like, hopefully the more she can maintain it healthily, you know what I mean? Like, because young girls I mean, those sort of disorders do kind of pop up around that age as well, with the peer pressure and all that sort of stuff. I mean, when you come from a famous family and all your
Right.
sisters look like models, you know what I mean? It's like very much pressure for sure.
But it's
Yeah.
also being passive aggressive. So if your
Mhm.
child, your teenager is eating more than what you think is appropriate, like what is the right way to let them
Yeah.
know?
I would think approaching it from a health standpoint and having a conversation with them, like just sitting them down one-on-one and being like, okay, I'm concerned about your health. I can say for me personally, like there's diabetes runs in my family, high cholesterol, like I currently have high cholesterol, high blood pressure. So those things were usually approached to me with a health, like, okay, I don't want to see you go through XYZ. So watch it. You
But
may
kids
want to
really
watch
won't
your
listen to that,
intake
let's be
or
honest, too much. They'll be like, okay.
say
Things
what?
look visible. The kids won't listen to that too much though. Let's be honest. They'll be
I
like,
mean,
"Things look
I
visible."
think when you get into like middle school and stuff, you start
Yeah.
kind of knowing about like, because you're also taking, I'd assume, because when I was about that age, you're taking like health classes and things like that. So you're becoming a little more conscious. Um, I don't know. And I know that this isn't the whole story. Like there's
Mhm.
always other parts of the story we don't know, but it's like, okay, if you're, instead of just saying, oh, you're going to have another ice cream, like, where is the conversation of these are the consequences of you having another ice cream just beyond your looks? I mean, Teresa did say, I've always loved Melania and how she looked. She was just a little chubbier. So Teresa's not saying like, oh, she was fat, but just the way that it comes off from what I read in the interview, and I didn't listen to the interview itself, but just having her bring up like, oh, my mom would say you're going to do this. It just seems a little like, okay, what are you really trying to say, Teresa? Like, just say it in a way that's not going to give her a complex, because like you said, it sounded like she lost the weight rapidly. Like she's in middle school and working out 2 times a day, like getting up with a trainer in the morning and at night. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like something you can keep up with.
Right.
So,
She had
the
to eat
weight
like
could
a
come
rabbit
back.
the whole time, for sure. Eat like
Well,
How old
that's
is she?
the approach in my household. My mom took the Teresa Giudice approach to let me know when she felt like I was overeating. There was a unspoken rule in my house that you don't finish your food ever.
What?
that's the opposite of what most
One
people
of
do.
those
Okay.
rare
Most people do, you gotta
households.
finish that food
You
on your
gotta finish
plate.
everything on that plate.
That's the thing
Households.
here.
Viewers, can you comment on that, please?
Right? I've never heard of that.
I swear to God, to this day, if I'm eating in my mother's presence, if I happen to eat my food, like the whole portion, which I don't really do because she taught me not to, she'll say, "Oh, you were hungry today." Mom, yes, I was. Is that okay?
Right. And I did get those kind of comments too. I mean, I got it both ways. I got the big health talks, and then this is from different parents, mother versus father versus, and those are different households. So we'll get different comments. But the one comment I got in my grandmother's household is, we don't waste food. You better eat all that.
Yeah, that's what I
Children starving in Africa.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, send it to them. It's me
No,
eating
we
it. Go
took
ahead.
our food home. We always asked for, food to go. And
Oh,
then
this is when you were
my
dining
mom
out.
believed in making
Oh, you're talking about when you're dining out.
we did a lot of that when I was growing. My mom was not a cook, but my mom
Okay.
believed in making one meal, 2 or 3 meals. And if you ate your whole meal, you were a big
You didn't have nothing else to eat.
right.
Okay.
I guess for growing up, it was you need to finish the food on your plate because there's somebody out there that don't have the food that you have. And when you did finish it and you were overweight, it became like, why are you so fat? But then you force fed me and made me stay at the table and couldn't leave until I finished everything on my plate. And now I am a product of
That part.
sitting at the table and vomiting because I don't want to eat the food. And then, oh my God, you're fat. And it's like, oh my God, for real? And then when you do lose the weight, then it's like, oh my God, you look sick. and I need for you to stop. And is there something that you're not telling me? And then the rumors go around the family and it's like, something's wrong. You know, her face is looking, then they start giving you, they start comparing you to like, oh my God, her face looks like an ostrich. Then it becomes, oh my God, her neck is looking like, you cannot win for losing. So am I comfortable being fat? Oh my gosh, your butt is looking so big because there's not much of you and the only thing I can see is your butt. And then it was like, oh my God, you have a gut. You've never had a gut before. So I'm trying to like balance out what it can make a person go crazy. And if you're not a strong individual, you just don't make it out alive.
Yes. So
So true.
big up to Melania for being a strong individual. I guess that's the story jumped out to me because I was like, I know that could be like a sensitive topic in like probably all households. It's like,
Especially for girls,
yeah, exactly.
because everybody in
Exactly.
the house is policing how you look.
Right. Especially Melania's got 3 sisters.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
she
you were gonna say, when you have
she's
siblings,
got a
it's-
film crew in her house.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
But then think about the whole family and even the cousins. Everyone's like looking like model, you know, so.
Yeah. Yeah. You're growing up in front of the cameras for real.
Yes, the awkward phase and all of that stuff. Everybody's
Yeah.
seeing it. Mhm.
yeah. And I bet you that's something that Raven Simone or Simone Ye had to deal with, you know, because she grew up on the camera eye and she was a little chubbier than most girls and she had to deal with all kinds of stuff doing that, you know. So you just, people won't let kids be kids, you know, but I understand definitely the health reasons too. But from those before pictures, those look, to me, that looked perfectly normal. It wasn't that much overweight.
Right.
I saw.
I was like, I don't remember her being that big, but I stopped watching the show. So what happened?
She was chubby.
Okay.
And I'm assuming like she's the shorter of like,
yeah.
so it kind of probably looks a little bit different when you're a little, you know, shorter.
Right.
Wow.
Any other ladies want to jump in? Any other divas?
Well, I mean, I was just going to agree with you, Marnita. I think the best approach is to lead with like healthy, you know, I'm concerned about your health kind of thing. Because I too, my mother, she would always make negative comments about my appearance. And, you know, if I, you know, she would say things like, oh, you look really sick, or you're a little too skinny, or, you know, things like that. And it made me have sort of unhealthy relationship with food.
Yeah.
Right. And then, you know, and then I did have a grandmother that would say, like, you can't leave the table until you finished every bite on the plate. And even if I did, you know, my mom would still say, like, you're too skinny.
Gosh. Yeah. So parents, just be aware. I mean, I know there's no handbook and I'm not a parent. You know, just be aware of how your words affect people, man. But viewers, jump down in the comments, get in on this conversation. Let us know what you think about kind of parenting and talking about weight, talking about appearance, talking about health. Let us know what you think about the Housewives of New Jersey. Let us know. All right. Y'all ready for the mess?
I'm ready. Got my drink ready.
All right. So this article caught my eye, and the title of the article was, "My son is Beyonce's half brother and wonders why she doesn't love him." All right. Source is the New York Post. Yes, that's why I had to read it on Teresa. I was like, wait, what? I was like, huh?
Gotta follow that on the tree.
Yeah. It was like the mathematical equations.
Brother? Is it Bianca's brother?
So it
Her
is,
son is
remember Matthew
Beyonce's
knows.
half brother.
Yes.
Let us tell a story. Let us
So
know.
remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but Beyonce's
Yeah.
father, Matthew Knowles, had an affair
Right.
on his wife, Tina.
Right.
So he had an affair with a woman named Alexandria Wright, who is now 52 years old. And during the course of that affair, she got pregnant. So this is Alexandria Wright and her 13-year-old son, Nixon. Nixon is Matthew Knowles' son, which makes him Beyonce's half brother.
So this is done for real, for real, for real.
Okay.
Yes. So she, Miss Wright had a DNA test done in 2010 after her son was born, and it confirmed that Matthew Knowles is the father. So Alexandria and Matthew met in 2007 while he was still married to Tina Knowles. They met, he asked her out, they got to know each other, and they had like nearly a 2-year affair. In the article, Alexandria said she was not conflicted about having the affair because his marriage was not a functioning marriage. You know, ain't that what they always say? We together for the kids. It ain't really, we ain't really together. And she said,
shake my head.
right. And she said she mistook his persistence pursuing her for true love. She became pregnant in 2009. Her son was born in 2010. As I mentioned, she had a DNA test to prove that Matthew Knowles was the father. She said she ended their relationship in 2011, just before Matthew Knowles was fired as Beyonce's manager. So according to, say what?
Convenient.
So according to Alexandria, Matthew Knowles was fired after a financial audit prompted accusations of him misappropriating funds. She said that they had joint accounts up until then, and then after this audit, he cut off the joint accounts. So she ended the relationship. That's what she says.
Was he Beyonce's
wait.
mother at this time?
Say that again.
Was he still with Beyonce's mother at this time, or no?
You know what? I'm not sure, because the mother did find out about the affair. So I don't know if she found out about around the same time, like when the baby was born. So yeah, Alexandria says she cut off the relationship. She says that Matthew Knowles does not pay child support and he's never met their son. She said that she filed for child support, and a year-long $250,000 battle left her bankrupt and homeless. So she was bankrupt, she was homeless, she got help from a homeless charity.
So now you mentioned Beyonce's name. Sorry about that. Okay.
Say what?
Nothing.
Oh, you said she mentioned Beyonce's name?
She goes, and now you mentioned Beyonce.
Now you mentioned Beyonce's name because now you broken homeless, but okay.
Right. Oh, but look, it gets weirder because that's what I thought, right? So as I was looking more into the story, it was like, okay, she was broke, homeless. She got help by a charity and her friend Shar Jackson. Shar Jackson was an actress on the show Moesha. She played Niecy. So she moved in with her for a little while. Now,
Shar Jackson have some kind of issue like this too?
Yeah,
well, she was Kevin
Kevin
Federline's baby mama. So.
Right.
Oh, Kevin Federline's baby mama.
Yes. So
Britney,
yeah. So she moved in with Shar Jackson for a little while, and then okay, there weren't any details of how this came to be, but now she's a CEO of a company called Global Collective, and she's purchased a 5-bedroom home for her and her son. So Alexandria went from being homeless to now she has a 5-bedroom home for her and her son. And she says that the house that Beyonce and Jay-Z bought recently is only 10 minutes away from her, but they don't have any contact with her. She's like, they just bought the most expensive home in California and they live 10 minutes away and they don't contact my son.
Obligated.
Okay,
right, exactly.
No obligation. I'm like,
I can have a sister right next to me and not be obligated to me.
Right, exactly.
Like Beyonce's name only mentioned, not her sister. So you
exactly
that's you only after the one with most money. Like, come on.
So so what's that lady's name? Alexandria Wright. She claims that she like feels sad for her son because
Of
he's being ignored by his big sister. And she says that exactly. She says that the meager what does she say? The meager indulgences that he has, like his, Nintendo Switch or whatever.
The meager indulgences, they live in a five-bedroom
right.
home with two
That
people.
they don't compare to
Down
Blue
the street
Ivory.
from Beyonce and Jay-Z. Okay.
Right. And she's like, they
And
don't
not
compare
everybody has a
to
Nintendo
Blue
Switch.
Ivory's opulent luxuries.
Girl, she better go on somewhere. The woman
Sit down. Go sit down somewhere, young.
And she
Thank
said
you.
that at school, people will ask her son, "Are you the brother?" And she's like, "Whatever, they can Google it, but I feel bad for him because he doesn't comprehend."
Why are you doing this interview, lady? You're making the
That
situation
was
worse
my-
for your son.
no,
If
that
you
was
care
my
for your
question.
son, you're doing this worse for him. You're making
Thank
the
you.
bullies worse. 'Cause
Exactly.
You sound so stupid. She sounds
Wasn't nobody thinking about that boy, and now you got his
Right.
picture and name up in the,
All over the place.
up in the on the internet. And so now people really gonna be asking him, "Are you the brother? Are you? What's up with your
Right.
sister?" Like I don't know what her goal was with doing this interview.
right. She thinks she's gonna try to shame Beyonce. Beyonce is not to be shamed. Beyonce's booked and busy, boo. She gets time for that
She
nonsense.
said,
Thank
"Book
you.
and busy."
Book and busy.
Because if she was being genuine, why are you only mentioning Beyonce versus
Solange or anyone else in the
or
family.
even the daddy? Hello, how about the actual
The
man
baby
who's responsible?
Nicole, you saying
Beyonce is
something?
not the daddy. Okay, she is not.
Wait,
And that's
Nicole.
also the thing too, like there's also like a big age gap between
Wait a
the
minute,
two.
hold on, Alicia. Hold on.
Alicia.
Nicole said something.
Jeez.
You just talk up, Nicole. Talk up.
If she
Shut up.
wants to be ashamed of someone, she needs to be ashamed of herself. That
Thank you.
man is married. No one told her to go have a child out of wedlock with a married man.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank
Period.
you. I was like, this interview makes her look bad. Like, what is she? And I would not be naming the company that I work for. Yeah, I'm CEO of blah, blah, blah. Like,
That just screams scam to me. She's scamming people. Something. Her
Yes.
books need to be audited.
I think it's a little off. Either that or there's more to the story. But even still, even if this was, heartfelt and things like this, or, she's trying to build a relationship with the other side of his family or what have you.
Siblings. That's the wrong way to go about it.
Sibling or what have you. That's fine and dandy if you are wanting that, but that doesn't always happen, even in the best of
right,
families.
because there's hurt behind that. That's
Most definitely. And no one is obligated to make any type of communication with anybody.
right.
You would hope, because it's family or what have you, but
There is no obligation.
it's
Right.
unfortunate, but yeah, it's not an obligation.
And then what she expect them to talk about? They about a 20-year age gap. Come on now.
Beyonce's like, you could be my son.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope there's more to this story than what is, because it just seems a little.
It's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
The story isn't new though. This has been going around for a while. This isn't the first I've heard of this.
Well,
I mean,
but I'm talking about like it
Why
could be
do the
going around
interview?
for a while, but the same story, the same pieces.
Yeah.
It's like you just doing the interview because Beyonce's on tour, and I don't know, you thought you'd get some clicks.
Yeah, I
by
think
it.
Alicia's right. She's trying to shame Beyonce into a relationship with her child.
Right.
I feel sorry for the
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
feel
Michelle.
sorry for the boy because I mean he had no say in coming
Yeah.
into this world, and
Most
he
definitely.
doesn't, now he's just gonna have to
He's a
deal
casualty of a war.
with the consequences of his mother's action. And the fact that she's like, well, I have no regret. What, you have no regret that you broke up somebody's marriage or that you cheated with a married man? And I just, ugh, I agree with you, Joe. She looks really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's a little bitter that she thought she's going to get a bigger payday from this affair with Matthew because he was the father of Beyonce.
Right.
And it turned out she got the short end of the stick. Okay.
Yeah.
When the marriage broke up, he would marry her and she would be Mrs. Knowles, and they live off Beyonce's empire. And it didn't work out that way for any of them. Didn't work out that way for the daddy either.
Exactly. Yeah, and I know I had heard you know, a while ago that he had gotten someone pregnant, but it's like why why are you resurfacing it now? Like your child is 13, he's trying to live a normal life, and you're like, oh, yeah, here's my son's information. Well, you know, maybe Beyonce will send him a t-shirt or something.
Oh,
You
damn.
have to subscribe to the membership of the Beehive first. He'll have to subscribe to that.
Or maybe she wants some tickets.
Something she's
She's like, damn, Beyonce, can I get some tickets? At least.
Oh, doesn't always pay. I mean,
right.
Oh man, viewers, drop down in the comments. Tell us what you think. Do you think this interview was necessary? Do you know this woman? Maybe tell her to stop doing it.
She said, do you know this woman?
Post a picture wanted, right?
Right. You know how they have those pictures in the stores when people have like they steal something, they're like they're not welcome here anymore. They need to have a picture of her from media outlets. She's not welcome there anymore.
Do not do an interview with this woman. Or do, because like I said, it got me to click on it. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what are they talking about? Well, Divas, that was a fun one. Viewers, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when our videos are coming out. You can also follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If there's something you want us to talk about, send it to our DMs. Tag us, let us know. Once again, thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.